everybody, welcome to Country Girl. Today's video I'm going to be showing you some scrapbook page layouts of pages that I have created in the past, and I have not scrapbooked in probably 2 to 3 years, but I am going to get back into that, and so I will be doing some videos showing me constructing the pages and how I put them together. But for the time being, before I started doing that, I just thought that I would like to show you some previous pages that I have already done that is put together so that you can see what a finished product would look like on different various pages for different holidays and occasions and things like that. Instead of going through each page and telling you how I constructed that page, today I'm just going to be going through and telling you a little bit about the photos and the events that I did decide that I wanted to do the scrapbook pages on. Anytime I go and look at someone's pictures or pages or scrapbooks or anything like that, I always like them to be with me so that they can tell me what was going on in the pictures. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing today. I do apologize that this video is a little bit lengthy, but it will give you an opportunity to know me and my family a little bit better. So I hope that this inspires you to pick up a new hobby if it's something that you haven't done before, or give you some ideas on something that you can do for your scrapbook layouts.
So this first layout is Madeline's second birthday party that we had for her. She had a little Elmo themed birthday party, and I just wanted to say that when I do these scrapbook page layouts, I usually like to do them together, like two side by side, so that when you open them up they correspond with each other. I don't always do it, but I do try to do at least 2 pages for every theme that I am doing. This page that I did is just a 4th of July page, and I really like how this one turned out. If you can tell, I have the American flag as the background on this, and I actually tore the paper versus cutting it to give it more of a, I don't know, maybe a more authentic or rough edge look. And I really think it just turned out really good, behind the pictures and everything. This next layout was just pictures of, or a page that I did of Caitlin's first birthday party that we had for her at a local park. We just did a rubber ducky luau theme, and everything turned out really cute, and kids seemed to have fun. It was just extremely hot that day. And then this one is a beach layout that I did. I really love this page and how it turned out. I just think it turned out so cute. The stickers and everything are just absolutely adorable. The stickers that I purchased for this particular page I had gotten at the Dollar Tree, and this was years ago, so the Dollar Tree does not carry these stickers anymore, but they used to have a really fantastic line of stickers called Miss Elizabeth's, and for some reason or another they quit carrying those, and I haven't been able to find stickers that are quite that cute since. Madeline's 3rd birthday party was a Disney Princess theme, of course, and we had that at the Children's Museum that particular year, so she was able to have all her little friends from school come and participate. Caitlin's 2nd birthday was also a Disney Princess theme. She had Ariel, and we had that party at home, so all the kids were able to play in the water and keep cool, and the adults were able to stay inside and keep cool, so that was a very smooth birthday for everybody. Caitlin was such a little ham that year that we just took so many pictures that I actually ended up doing like 3 2-page layouts of her birthday and her party and all the gifts and everything that she received. Now this spread here is also another beach spread, and you'll see that I do a lot of beach and fall, because those are just my favorite to do. But I absolutely love these pages. I think they turned out really cute. Again, I've got some torn edge paper that I use for the water, and I really like that technique, so I'm probably going to incorporate that more in my newer spreads that I have. This set here, these pictures that I took of Caitlin on the beach that day just turned out so beautiful. I just absolutely love those pictures, so I wanted to use all of them in that page. The one on the left is Madeline holding my father's hand, And I did write a little poem about my father and Madeline on the lower left side of that page. And it's just a really sweet layout. I think that'll mean a lot to her one day. And of course, anytime we go to the beach, we always try and set aside a day so that we can, go play putt-putt as a family. And it's just something we enjoy doing together. Something else we did this particular year was we took the girls to the Family Kingdom. I'm not even sure if they have that anymore. This was in Myrtle Beach. And so we were able to take some pictures of the girls doing different things. And one of the nice things about having scrapbook pages is that even though pictures are nice to look at in albums and everything, having these little extra added embellishments and decorations just make them, just a lot more fun to look at. And my girls love looking at these pages because they don't always remember all of the things that they got to do when they were smaller. And so them being able to look back on these pictures and everything is just such a nice treat for them to see how much fun, they had when they were smaller and everything. This layout was just the girls. We had taken them after church one Sunday to pick out some pumpkins. And then when they got home, we let them paint pumpkins, so they could participate because, of course, they were too little to use knives or anything like that, and they really enjoyed that. And then afterwards, we let them stick their feet in the pumpkin goo to see all the squishiness or let them feel how squishy and everything it was, so they enjoyed that as well. The other page on the right was Boo at the Zoo. We have an Asheboro Zoo here in North Carolina that is a really fantastic zoo, and every year around Halloween they always do like a Boo at the Zoo. And so they have all kinds of different little things set up, storytelling, face painting, and all kinds of stuff. And it's just a great time of year to go, especially being that it's not so hot and miserable to walk around, but all the animals are out and everything too. So I actually might end up going back this year because Madeline's been wanting to go. But these are just some other little pictures and stuff that we took while we were there. And I have so many animal stickers. I have got to use those up. This page on the right is the main page that I want to talk about. This picture turned out so cute. We had taken Madeline to the beach. I think I was pregnant with Caitlin at the time, but the stickers and the paper and everything that I had for this spread matched Madeline's little bathing suit and everything so perfect. And I just so pleased with the way this spread looks. And the sunflower, or the little daisy matched the daisy on her bathing suit. And then, of course, she had the little red, the little red bathing suit with the white flowers and then the little ladybugs and everything. So I just think this layout turned out super cute. And again, we've got more beach pictures, and you might recognize that sandcastle because it was in another one. Again, I cannot say enough about these Miss Elizabeth Dollar Tree stickers. I still have a lot of them because I did not use all of them. I have been collecting stickers for years. But this Miss Elizabeth's line was not a particular one designer. It was actually a various different designers under that name, because I read up on it, when I was trying to determine why they ever got rid of them. But they eliminated that line. They kind of quit doing stickers and scrapbooking for a while, and then they started bringing them back. And I think they're actually putting out another line of scrapbooking in some of the stores. I've seen some people post them on Instagram. I haven't seen it in our stores yet. But I just cannot say enough about these stickers. And as I do layouts and stuff like that, you're probably going to see me use them because I am going to put them to use at some point. Now, these two pages here, I used to be a member of a stamp club, and when we would get together, we would make scrapbook pages using stamps, and I think they turned out really beautiful. I ended up spending more money than I should have in that club because when I got out of it, I very rarely ever used those stamps again. This one on the right is also done with those stamps and with Madeline with the pumpkins and everything. But we would create the page, and then you just take it home and you add your pictures to it. And like I said, they're very beautiful pages. But, I just was not as creative as I guess I, I was, or we went to the stamp club. We did it under the direction of somebody, and we were all kind of making the same thing. So it kind of was helpful because we could all share ideas and stuff. But when it come to taking them home and doing them on my own, I just prefer stickers. It's just easier for me. So a lot of those stamps and things like that that I had bought and the inks, I just did not feel like I utilized like I should. But here is just a mountain picture. We had taken Madeline, to the Parkway, and we had went to Mabry Mill and ate at Shatley Springs in West Jefferson. And this was a Easter that we hosted at our house. We always did an Easter egg hunt for the kids, and everybody just kind of meets after church, and we come together and usually do like a covered dish type thing where everybody brings something. We go to somebody's house and eat. Of course, my kids are getting older now. They're not into doing the Easter egg hunt, but they do hide them for the smaller children. This is another page. When we were at the zoo, these elephants were actually statues that were outside of the entrance of the zoo. And I had the perfect little elephant stickers. So it was just really nice to be able to use those, and they just match those pictures perfectly. Now this next layout is another birthday spread for Caitlin. This particular year, we had decided that we were going to do an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party for her, and that we were going to celebrate Caitlin's unbirthday. And the reason I say that is because Caitlin has an August birthday, and we always had a hard time with anybody from her school getting to come to her party. And I think it's just because parents had so many invitations during the school year that during the summer they like to take some time off and take a break from all of those invitations. Plus, their children really didn't know about them. So this year I thought, well, we're going to celebrate her birthday a few months early. And so I had her party at the end of May. And, like I said, we presented it as celebrating Caitlin's unbirthday. I made all of the invitations by hand. And I did cut the invitation apart, and I utilized them on her page. So, you'll see different pieces of the invitation that I put on the page, the little Mad Hatter, and then of course Alice being drug away by the Queen's guards. And I decorated so pretty that year. I had put the little signs out in the yard. I had the Cheshire Cat in the tree with the flowers, and I actually decorated my deck as a little garden with little fake flowers and stuff. And it just poured down a torrential rain that year, and so we had to move everything inside. Unfortunately, my house wasn't big enough to accommodate everybody, so it was a little crowded in there. But I worked really hard on this party, and it was absolutely beautiful. I hate that it rained, but everything still turned out okay. I think she still didn't have a lot of people from school come. She may have had 2 or 3 people come, but this party was one party that I was very proud of, as far as like the tables and the dessert and food and stuff like that. I had eat me on some of those things, drink me. I tried to mimic everything to the cartoon the best I possibly could. So I can't remember where I picked up these little stickers and paper and stuff, but it did all come in a little kit. I think I bought it at like a scrapbook specialty shop or something like that. But anyway, that was a good party. Now these pictures here is at Lazy 5 Ranch, and I'm wanting to say that it's near Matthews, or I could be wrong. I'm not really positive exactly where it's at in North Carolina. But this is a kind of like a zoo that you can go to where you can feed the animals. We took like a hayride, and Caitlin was feeding the giraffe. Madeline had an animal eating out of her hands. This was a field trip that they went on with the school. They had the little pumpkin bashing. Of course, had a picture made with their favorite teacher and everything. Just had a great time. And if anybody who lives in North Carolina or around here, I know most of you don't, but there are a few subscribers that I know lives here. This is a great day trip to go on with your family at any age, and it's just a really nice place to go, and they have picnic tables and all that stuff set up, so great day trip. This here is just one of our annual trips to the mountains. I don't know, I may have mentioned it before, but every year we always go to the mountains in the fall so that we can see the leaves change and have a picnic. Sometimes we stay overnight. Most of the time we don't. It's just a day trip. But we do like to get on the Blue Ridge Parkway and, you know, see all those beautiful sights. Now here, my sister had invited us over one year for a little Halloween treat type party. And it was just her and my niece Olivia and then both my girls and me. And they got to decorate cupcakes and everything. And she had some little treat bags and stuff. And it was just such a fun little time. And Madeline, her face in this picture, her holding her little cupcake, is just absolutely adorable. My sister still talks about it to this day. She looks like she's got like a little witch face or something like that. But this was a fun little memory for us. And then, you know, more pumpkin patch pictures. We took them to the farmer's market this year, let them pick out a pumpkin. I had got some kind of little pumpkin kit for them to decorate their pumpkins without having to cut them and clean them out and all of that. This spread here, oh my gosh, the one on the left is my absolute, one of my favorite of all time. Madeline was a witch that year. Of course, Caitlin was a little cat. But the tree that I have on the left side, it looks like he's blowing the wind and the swirls in the paper and the leaves blowing around. And I have always liked that saying, something wicked this way comes. We have a field next to our house. We take, you know, a lot of pictures in front of that field. And I just love how that page turned out. I just think it's super cute. The page on the right is just pictures of the girls trick-or-treating. We cannot trick-or-treat in our neighborhood because we live out in the country. So we actually go and crash another neighborhood. But the neighborhood that we go to is so popular. They have sidewalks. They block the streets off. Kids are actually standing in line to get candy. But this community is just, they get together and they absolutely really get into this. They decorate their houses. They sit out in their front yards to give candy out. It's just a huge community thing, but we always like to start early because if you don't get there by 6, you are shorting yourself on candy because by 7:30, 7:45, they are shutting down the lights because that's how many kids go into this particular neighborhood to trick-or-treat. But we do this every year, and my kids are getting to the point where they're not going to be trick-or-treating. They might go this year, I don't know. But this is definitely something that I'm going to miss when they quit doing this because I look forward to trick-or-treating in this neighborhood with them girls, or with these girls every single year. And this one was just Mother's Day. This is another layout where we had used the stamps for, and we had gotten together at a place called Hillbilly Hideaway and had lunch, and it's just kind of like a family-style restaurant. This day, Caitlin was playing dress up. I thought it was really cute. It had some nice, cute little stickers to match that. So, you know, I constructed that page for her. And this other page is actually not, we were not in Disney. That was just the girls dressing up in their little outfits. I had purchased those Minnie Mouse dresses for them as dress-up clothes. And then we later ended up using them on our Disney trip when we went in October. So I thought that page turned out really cute as well. And this one was a birthday party that we threw for my mother. She grew up in the 50s and is always talking about the time that, you know, she grew up in and dates that she went on with my dad. My mother's father and mother, my grandparents, owned a soda shop, and my father's father, of course my grandfather, had a barber shop right across the street. And so my dad would go into the soda shop, you know, to get a cup of coffee, and, you know, my mother would wait on him. And so anyway, that's how they met. So we just thought it would be really cute to throw her a little 1950 style birthday, and she really enjoyed that party very much. You know, the decorations and everything just turned out really cute. And my father's birthday is shortly after my mother's, but I don't think that we threw this party for him. I think my mother actually threw this little luau type party for my daddy. That's about the only thing she gets to plan throughout the year, and she likes to put parties and stuff together just like we do. So she really enjoys being able to, you know, set up everything and plan a party for my dad. And this is just a couple of pictures of the girls raking leaves and jumping and playing in the leaves. This next picture on the left here is another one that is just a favorite of mine. Madeline lost her first tooth when we were at Captain D's one day eating. And what makes this picture so special is that I think it was like the night before that, my father had lost the exact same tooth on the bottom. And, you know, his was just from getting older and his bones deteriorating or whatever. But it was just funny to us that the exact same tooth my dad lost was the exact same tooth that Madeline lost in Captain D's that day. And so I just thought it was so cute. So I took a picture of them together, and I don't know if you could tell in the picture, but they both, you can see it in the picture, the tooth is missing for both of them. And I just put a cute little tooth on one side for her and one side for him. And then I wrote down at the bottom kind of the little story that went along with that. Yeah, of course, I don't really care for my handwriting too much, but I do write in my scrapbook pages from time to time, just because, you know, one day when my girls have these books and they get to look back on them and everything, yeah, I feel like that's going to be more special to them because it is in my handwriting. So, you know, always add a little personal touch to your pages when you're constructing them and putting them together, especially to kind of like let them know what happened and why you are constructing them the way that you have them, because someone who is just looking at your pages won't know unless you tell them. Now this pictures on this next spread were taken at a butterfly farm. It's not too far from where we live. It was a very inexpensive, nice little day trip that we took. When we went into the farm area, they had like a little outdoor place for the kids to sit, and they did a little skit and let the kids participate in to explain to them the life process of, you know, the caterpillar and the butter turned into the butterfly. And then after they explained all that and then went over the little safety things that they had, the girls got to go into a butterfly house. And while they were in there, they gave them these little cotton pads that had sugar water on them. And they would hold these up, and the butterflies would actually land on these little cotton pads. Sometimes they would land on your hair or on your clothes or something like that. But they had a really good time there. It was an absolutely gorgeous day. They had a little craft area set up outside that day, and you know, I'm not sure. I think we maybe even had a picnic or something. But that was just a nice little day trip, and you know, the camera that I had just took some really good pictures. So I was really proud of how this layout turned out. And these pictures are of Caitlin's first day of pre-K 4. And so she's got a picture of her with her big sister outside the school. One of her little backpack sideways, she's at home in our backyard getting ready to leave for the day. Then, of course, she's got one with her teacher and her sitting at her desk. Madeline actually was in starting her first day of kindergarten that day. And so anyway, I just took a few pictures of her in her, you know, with her little backpack in front of the school, you know, in her classroom and in the playground and things like that. And this last book is actually, I think, the last pages that I scrapbooked before I had stopped scrapbooking. So there's not many pages in this book. I think every one of these were of one of our beach trips. Can't remember what year it was. It may have been 2010, between 2010 and 2012. Not really sure. I cannot remember. But the pages in this book are all of the girls. They just took the most beautiful pictures during this time. Their poses were just absolutely gorgeous. You know, we had went to the beach late that afternoon, so the sun setting and shining and the way it was cast on them was just so beautiful. And so I wanted to be able to get those and do some pages on them, and they turned out really good.